The long-haired Mac Daddy has been accused of groping a news reporter back in 2000. These shocking allegations are the same accusations that many men for the past couple years now have had their careers ruined over. And I'm just wondering when I'm going to see the long-haired, two-timing, swift-foot Mac Daddy from the pit of hell who was born out of the legs of a trashy Vancouver woman. When will we see him resign because of these accusations? You can say that these are accusations. You can say that they happened 18 years ago. But the fact of the matter is, the left will be ready, at the ready, to destroy anybody who is accused, just accused, of sexual misconduct or groping or whatever. They will get them and they will throw them out to the wolves in a heartbeat. They don't care whether it's 18 years ago, 2 days ago, or 1,000 years ago. If you are accused of attacking women, your career is pretty much over. And now we need to see the same thing happen to Justin, the long-haired Mac Daddy, Trudeau. And these are shocking accusations. Our feminist preacher of a prime minister, Justin, the long-haired Mac Daddy Trudeau, had best bone up on the scriptures before he lectures again on how to treat women. And this is coming from the Toronto Sun. So there are a bunch of well, I don't know what all this stuff is. Let me get straight to the accusation. Let's get straight to the accusation. In a recently resurfaced editorial, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, the long-haired Mac Daddy, appears to apologize for inappropriately handling a young journalist nearly 18 years ago. According to the Creston Valley Advance, Trudeau, the long-haired Mac Daddy, told the young woman, "I'm sorry. If I had known you were reporting for a national paper, I would never have been so forward." So, you know, if she's a reporter, so she deserves an apology. If she was a washerwoman, if she was a laundry woman, if she was a maid, if she was a gardener, if she was a fish lady, oh, he'd have groped her all day and night. But because she is a news reporter reporting on a national event, then he is sorry because then he could get into trouble with that sort of stuff. The editorial, largely dismissive of the apology, chides Trudeau, the long-haired Mac Daddy, swift-foot two-timing Mac Daddy from the pit of hell, who came out of the legs of a trashy Vancouver woman, perceives as a lack of self-awareness as the son of former Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau. Shouldn't the son of a former Prime Minister be aware of the rights and wrongs that go along with public socializing? And this is another article which is basically warning the long-haired Mac Daddy to live up to his own sexual harassment standards. The standard applies to everyone, Justin, the long-haired Mac Daddy Trudeau, said in February. He was speaking about dealing with claims of sexual harassment and assault by members of Parliament. He was asked specifically if the same rules applied to him, and he said yes. Pardon me. Well, by his own standard, then, Trudeau must face investigation by the Liberal caucus. I think he don't need any investigation. He needs to immediately resign. He needs to resign. In August of 2000, the Mac Daddy was in Creston for a music festival when he allegedly groped the young journalist. The newspaper ran an editorial titled "Open Eyes," chastising Trudeau for his alleged actions. It's not a rare incident to have a young reporter, especially a female working for a small community newspaper, be considered an underling to their more predominant associates and blatantly disrespected because of it, the editorial said. So all this other stuff, didn't he learn through his vast experiences in public life? That's the same thing. That's the article again. So, bottom line is, he has been accused of something that happened a long time ago, And now all you Mac Daddy worshipping sycophants out there, you Trudeau ass kissers out there, you'll say, oh, excuse me. You'll say, oh, that happened a long time ago. That was a long time ago. Let it go. Or it's only an accusation. Or all that other stuff. And you have to understand that if this was Donald Trump, if this was Andrew Scheer, if this was Stephen Harper, if this was Doug Ford, my man Doug Ford, if this was a news report about him, I'll tell you something. Doug Ford would not be putting his hand on the Bible on the 29th of June, 2018, to be sworn in as the new premier if a news article came out accusing him of groping a woman 18 years ago. He would not be putting his hand on any Bible. He would not be swearing allegiance to Queen Elizabeth II on the 29th of June, 2018, to be sworn in as Ontario's premier if there was a news report that came out tomorrow about him groping a woman. And if he was premier and a news report came out like that, Doug Ford would have to resign within the hour. Just like Patrick Brown and all these other politicians. Look what happened to Patrick Brown. Look what happened to Bill O'Reilly. Look what happened to Al Franken. Look what happened to the guy from Alabama. What's that guy? Remember the guy in Alabama who lost that election? The judge, Roy Moore. All these people have had their, Matt Lauer, all these people have had their lives destroyed because of accusations. And now this two-time and tacky-headed, long-haired Mac Daddy, Trudeau, a piece of trash, who comes from a trashy, inbred family. This kid here, nobody wants to talk about it. I haven't heard anything on the Canadian media. I've heard from the newspapers, The Sun, The Post, Breitbart, all these guys talking about. CBC don't want to talk about. CTV is not talking about. Nobody else is talking. I'm probably the only person on YouTube talking about this. Nobody else wants to talk about this, and I am calling on Justin, the long-haired Mac Daddy, the vice president of the lowest region of hell, the emissary of the devil himself, to resign from the office of Prime Minister of Canada and President of the Queen's Privy Council as soon as possible. In fact, I would say he needs to resign right now. As soon as this video gets up on YouTube, Justin the long-haired groper should resign as Prime Minister of Canada and President of the Queen's Privy Council for Canada immediately. He should resign just like all the other accused gropers. And I believe it too. I believe these accusations. 100%. There's more proof in this than all those other accusations put together. Justin, the long-haired Mac Daddy Trudeau, needs to resign. And if he doesn't resign, we should petition the Queen and the Governor General to come down and throw him out to the mob. The same thing happened to Patrick Brown and to all these other people who have been accused of things. They've had their careers destroyed. And this long-haired Mac Daddy who saw nothing but a piece of meat. And he even said, oh, you're something more serious, so I shouldn't have been more direct. He said, you're more serious. What if she was a fishwoman? What if she was a maid? What if she was a gardener? Would you have said sorry then, you groping piece of trash? I didn't think so. I am calling on Justin the long-haired Mac Daddy Trudeau to resign, and I feel that this is factual. I believe it 100%. If he was a conservative, he would be hauled into court by now. I'm telling you. Y'all need to stand up. You lazy people, you can't just sit here, watch this video, and then go on about your day. You need to figure out a way to get this groper the hell out of the office of Prime Minister of Canada and President of the Queen's Privy Council of Canada. This is the Arana Nation.